was 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 11, that Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. All praises to Yahweh, by Hashem Habashah, the Hava Kakodash, the honest, the elders, the apostles of the great millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect, the nation of Israel. They're scattered abroad amongst the heathen, some look like the heathen, beginning with the 144,000 preachers, teachers, and prophets. Shalom. Real quick. And the scripture says, be not ignorant of any matter, small or great. Ecclesiastes 5 and 15. Be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or small. Right? So to be ignorant means to not know. So know what's going on all around us. We got to know what's going on all around us at all times. And when Trump just signed executive orders like there's no tomorrow, it's meaning behind all of these executive orders. All right? That's why we're not ignorant of Satan's devices, his schemes. Okay? Because what they're doing is setting everything up for this new world order agenda, for people to break down, for people to bow the knee. All right? For people to bow the knee and to give in to this beast system and make Esau their God. All right? Now, I uploaded a video last night, so I don't know if it's showing up, but had a couple of videos in it, and this was one of them. The headlines concerning this right here, and some headlines, man. It's a lot going on. Right here, Babylon is looking bad and it's going down fast. All right. So you say I got a copyright on that joint, but that's all right. It don't stop none. And this was one of the videos that was in it. All right. It says 6 hours ago, what to know about civil commitment, Trump's new policy for homelessness. Now, Trump signed a policy that removes homeless people and people with mental illness off the streets, right? Now, real quick, check this out. I'm gonna let them talk real quick.
We've all felt the weight of challenge. Each effort to pull up seems like a battle without limits.
You see?
I'm Stephanie Rodriguez.
Keep in mind, concerning everything that's going on, the homelessness. Now, homelessness, it really became a problem, most definitely, during the Biden administration. But it was all the setup. All right? Hey, don't forget they were giving homeless people checks, right? Don't forget they were literally giving people drugs for free. All right, to keep them drugged out. Tomorrow, we don't want them to overdose, so we rather supply them drugs. All of that was a setup, man. All right. Remember, the Biden administration was brought in to give you an illusion of some type of freedom, do what you want spirit, that homo agenda and all that freakiness. And the Trump administration is here to clean it up. All right? So in other words, to take away your liberties, all right, your freedoms. All right, this Trump administration is set up to come down with great wrath. All right? They're not here to set things up in order, to restore order. No. Not a normal type of order, no, because it'll never go back to how things were. They're set up to bring forth a new world order, a new way, a new standard, all right? And that involves people bowing the knee, all right? Now, again, don't forget, hey, people don't have jobs anymore. There's more and more layoffs every day. Everything is set up for AI, all right, for artificial intelligence, for robots, not people. So when you watch this video, and they're gonna tell you, hey, these centers, they're camps, they're actually detention centers, or prisons for homeless people, for them to rehabilitate and to help them with career paths. There are no career paths. All right? That's why it's so important to stay in tune in the prophecy, man. There are no more career paths. It's over. All right? So all of this, them snatching people up, they're trying to help them out and help them with career paths, a better way. No. To rehabilitate people into what? Bowing the knee, man. To alter your way of thinking. All right? That's going to what? That's going to please them. All right? Check this out.
Reporting from News 6, President Trump signed an executive...
Please them, meaning the elites, man. All right? They don't care about the people.
I'm Stephanie Rodriguez reporting from News 6. President Trump signed an executive order to make it easier to remove homeless people from the streets and commit those with mental illness and substance abuse. The order directs Attorney General Pam Bondi to reverse rules that limit municipalities' abilities to relocate homeless people. It also redirects federal resources so affected homeless people are transferred to facilities for rehabilitation and substance abuse. The order comes just a month after the Supreme Court ruled in favor of an Oregon city that ticketed homeless people for sleeping outside. We do have a similar law right here in Florida about public camping that went into effect on January 1st. Earlier this month, News 6 did an investigation into the cost of that law in Orlando. We found that since January, 74 arrests have been made for public camping, and though their stays in jail varied, each day that they were in custody cost taxpayers $144. A report from the Mayor's Jail Oversight Committee found that treating inmates in the jail who are homeless and have a severe persistent mental illness is costing Orange County over $4.5 million. In the studio, Stephanie Rodriguez, News 6.
You see that? So you mean to tell me they want to snatch people up off the streets and put them in facilities that's going to help them with their mental illness and give them a place to stay? This is the administration that's stripping all types of benefits, aid, and funds. You see? This is the same administration that ain't doing up for the veterans. This is the same administration that's causing the price of everything to go up. It has nothing but enemies. The countries are cutting America off. All right? Come on, man. Come on. Damn, what I do? Come on, man. So I typed in prison camps for the homeless. Hold on, man. My fault, y'all. These are creepy. Let's keep that right there. What to know about civil commitment, Trump's new policy for homelessness. It says, ain't no need to read it. I read this first paragraph. President Trump's new executive order to combat homelessness encourages local governments to revive civil commitment, a process to place people with mental health issues in treatment facilities without their consent. So they're gonna be what? Snatching folks up without their consent. Meaning, hey, that's a forceful action, man. All right, kidnapping, civil alert. All right. While it matters, involuntary civil commitment has historically been used as a preventative method to confine people before they harm themselves or others. So what? They're going to use their own judgment. Okay, they're not going to be digging into your medical file. They're not going to run up on you and be like, hey, man, what's your medical history? What's your mind like? No, man. They're going to snatch your ass up. Man, you look crazy. It's like you got some mental issues. You see? You look homeless. Confine people before they harm themselves or others. Man, you look like you might harm yourself. I'm going to have to take you in. All right? Remember, these people are just taking orders, man. Like, they're not working with a full deck. These people aren't thinkers. Remember, Trump don't want thinkers. He want doers. All right? And that's why, he put loyalists in these positions to do what he say. Okay, to think the way he think. Or should I say to just follow the way he thinks because they don't think. Don't forget that. It says to confine people before they harm themselves or others most frequently affects vulnerable groups such as the LGBTQ+, people of color, and people with disabilities according to several duties. You see? It's the Israelites. Hey, the people of color. You see that? And you know, hey, you Edomites too, man. They're gonna get y'all too. Context of Trump, the order Trump signed Thursday calls for shifting homeless individuals into long-term institutions. Not short-term, but long-term, meaning a extended period of time institutions for humane treatment. All right? They ain't gonna be in there making sure you get cleaned up, man. It's rehabilitation concerning your mind, the way you think, conforming to a new way, which the administration says will restore public order. Remember, this public order is not a normal public order. It's what they want. Remember, they don't want people to think. They want people to do. All right? Now, I typed in prison accounts for the homeless. AI overview. Homelessness is a complex issue. And remember, them disguising it as homelessness, they think everyone that's homeless has a mental issue or a drug problem. All right? Which that's false. It says homelessness, and you got to understand, people's minds are messed up because they trusted in this place, right? They really trusted in America, and they all screwed up, going into being perplexed, which goes into being confused, not able to think, not knowing what to do. You see? Hey, we're in a time where, hey, people are really going to be, let's get that people are really groping in the noonday. Meaning what? They're lost. People are lost. And 2/3 of Israel are spiritually lost. It's one of Job. It's one of the curses. Let's get Deuteronomy 28 and 29. It says, for the Israelites, all right? And remember, these curses will fall upon Esau too. Deuteronomy 28 and 28, the Lord Yahweh Shema shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart, meaning the mind, and thou shalt grope at noonday as the blind gropeth in darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways. Okay, so when it says, and thou shalt grope at the noonday as a blind gropeth in darkness, meaning you trying to feel your way around, meaning you being lost. All right? It says, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways, and thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled forevermore, and no man shall save thee. All right? You see? You see that? So, hey, that's the state we in, man. And this is how Esau is moving. All right? Remember, Esau is being set up, or is set up by Yahweh Shema Shah to do this. This is the time of judgment and wrath of Yahweh Shema Shah. All right? So these things are being put in place, man. All right? So it's not just, you sign executive orders and take it for face value. No, man, you really got to watch the videos and go into the research and pay attention to the wording. But most definitely the Holy Spirit got to be on you. All right? Because, hey, they had things in plain sight with the hope of people being what? Ignorant, man. And just taking their word for it. That's why when they sign these executive orders, and they be like 50 to 100 pages, 1,000 pages long, man. All right? It's so much in it. Overview: homelessness is a complex issue, and the idea of prison camps for homeless raises serious concerns about humane rights and effective solutions. There are ongoing discussions and policy debates around how to address homelessness, including proposals for designated areas and concerns about criminalization. And this was brought up before. I can't remember if I said it earlier in this video or not, but this was brought up before, and most of the brothers in the Great Millstone and like-minded men that teach the same doctrine by way of the Holy Spirit did lessons on it, man. I just can't remember when. I can't remember if it was earlier this year or sometime during the Biden administration or what, but I can't remember. I think it was when Trump first came in. I can't remember. But this is not the first time they talked about this. But this time, hey, it's in action. All right? To go to show you, hey, what Yahweh Shema Shah has been telling you through his servants, the prophets, hey, it's true, man. All right? The scriptures are true. There are ongoing discussions. There are ongoing discussions and policy debates around how to address homelessness, including proposals for designated areas and concerns about criminalization. Yeah, it was in LA. They were building little camps and things of that nature for the homeless. And they had a certain time frame to get right, and they had say they were gonna set them up with like advisors and people of that nature to help them out. They had and because that joint was set up like China with them COVID centers. That joint was set up like that, with the little table out, with the little rest area with the tables out, and they had the little the beach tent in the center to keep the sun off on. Y'all remember that joint? It says designated camps. Some cities have established designated camping areas or tent cities to provide monitored spaces for individuals to pitch tents or access services. These can offer amenities like bathrooms, meals, and case management, and some have successfully helped residents transition into permanent housing. But see, it's no transitioning into permanent housing, man. It's no transitioning back to back into the world and functioning back within this ongoing system, man. There's no building you up so you can learn a trade or no, man. It's dead. That's dead. Okay, so you're going into a mind-altering camps now. All right, falling out their way. It says, and remember, these 15-minute cities is only for those who are going to bow the knee. They're not going to let any random person be inside these inner cities, man. It's only for those who's willing to bow the knee to comply. All right, ultimately, that's going to take the MOTB. And you want to get people with mental health, go get these young niggas out here and these niggettes and nigglets. All right, that ain't got no home training out here walking around with guns, dreads, pants sagging, thinking they cool. All right, with no home training. Go get them niggas. Go get Tyrone and them. Javante, Keisha and them. Okay, Starlicious and them. Go grab them up. All right? Because, hey, really, hey, judgment for y'all. For the 2/3. All right? It says concerns about coercion and criminalization. However, critics argue that such initiatives can be coercive if individuals are forced into these camps due to strict bans on camping elsewhere. According to Shelter Force, there are worries that criminalizing homelessness, particularly in areas without adequate shelter, is unethical and ineffective. The Trump administration don't care nothing about that, man. There's no such thing as civilized or ethical about these people, man. They're here to do the wrath of Yahweh Shema Shai. Period. End of conversation. All right? You ain't got no rights. None of that, man. These are not civilized people, man. All right? They're profane outside the temple. Wicked. Vile. All right? They're viler than the earth. Meaning morally wicked. It says it's unethical and ineffective. The Supreme Court stands. And you know it's unethical and ineffective when they said they're going to forcefully take you up off the streets, man. They don't need your consent. All right? What they tell you? You have no rights. No say-so. You don't belong to yourself. You belong to them. All right? The Supreme Court stance on this issue, as reflected in the Grants Pass case, allows local governments to sweep encampments even if there is no available shelter, says Shelter Force. Controversy and debate. Discussions around policies addressing homelessness often involve a spectrum of viewpoints, with some emphasizing public safety and order, while others focus on providing adequate housing and support services. Advocates often argue for a housing-first approach, believing that stable housing is the best starting point for addressing other issues like mental health and addiction. The term prison camps is likely used by some activists and critics. Hey, that's just what it is, man. And your only way out is to bow the knee or be beheaded. To describe designated camps or policies that they see as overly restrictive or punitive towards individuals experiencing homelessness, there is a concern that such measures could further marginalize already vulnerable populations, man. All right, so I just wanted to read that a little bit right there. All right, so you see where we are. All right, see exactly where we are. As a matter of fact, Second Edges 16, and let's keep that joint up right there because it's something I wanted to hit. Cause where is it? Here it is. The Wadi Hot Watching on Shy. It says 10 hours ago, deportations start at Alligator Alcatraz as Florida officials vow to surge arrests. So they're starting to deport. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis on Friday announced deportation flights had begun to take off from the so-called Alligator Alcatraz immigration detention facility that his administration set up in the Everglades, saying hundreds of detainees held at the site have been processed for deportation. DeSantis, and we seen the reports, man, people washing up at sea with chains and shackles on. So what they're telling you, hey, they taking them out of here, man. Y'all know what I meant. They're sending them back to the spirit world. DeSantis, a Republican who has sought to vocally highlight his state's effort to aid the Trump administration's crackdown on illegal immigration, said several hundred individuals in line for deportation for alleged immigration offenses had been relocated from Alligator Alcatraz site to other states or straight to their home countries. Well, you know they're not sending them to other states because they'll still be within the country. That makes no sense. Okay, or straight to their home countries. Well, we know that's not the case because you're sending them to Africa and you got places set up for them to go. And y'all just dumping them in the water, man. Y'all killing them. You see? But yeah, that's the point. It says the whole purpose is to make this be a place that can facilitate increased frequency numbers of deportations of illegal aliens. DeSantis said during a press conference at Alligator Alcatraz, noting the site has a runway that can accommodate deportation planes. Right? And don't forget the inhumane situation that they're in, man. All right? And that's how it's going to be at these centers, man, that they're talking about, that Trump signed. All right? These homeless camps. Okay, that's supposed to be for the homeless and those with mental illnesses and disabilities. All right, don't let that stuff fool you, man. We spoke on it earlier in the video. They ain't helping out folks, man. They're harming folks. All right, people can't pay their bills. They come back snap. Which, hey, I'm all for all that stuff now as prophecy. I'm just pointing these things out so you can remember and take heed of, hey, these people aren't here to help. They're here to bring forth the wrath and the judgment of Yahweh Shema Shai. Okay? This is the time of judgment and the downfall of America. 2nd Ezra 16 and 68, for behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you. And they shall take away certain of you and feed you being idle with things offered unto idols. That's these prisoners, man. All right? In inhumane conditions. Torture. Hey, remember, the only way you're going to get out is if you bow the knee. Hey, just like, hey, that CV, when they set up them CV camps, them quarantine centers, that was a foreshadow of what's to come. Okay? And this is the latter times when these things are playing out. All right? So don't forget about those things, man. All right? And remember, and during that time, the only ones who could get out are those who took the potion. Okay, and they were constantly being tested, and they were clear. What, for 3 straight tests or something like that? And you had to get the potion. Don't forget that stuff, man. All this stuff was going on in Canada and Europe. You know? Hey, you couldn't go back to work if you over here in the States unless you tested positive. That's if you took that junk. You know, but hey, us as a whole for that, we didn't. Shit, I know I didn't. Did nothing go up my nose. I ain't get tested for nothing. I ain't take nothing either. It says the Wadi How Shema Shai. And I'm sure most brothers were the same way. It says, and they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and reproach and trodden on the foot. Hey, Yahweh Shema Shai gonna judge you. He saw somebody laughing and mocking at you, man. And you can be full of shame. All right? It says, for there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those who fear the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai. Right, a great uprising against the Israelites. All right? But hey, they're going to come after you Edomites too. Anybody who don't comply. We've been telling y'all this for a minute by way of the Holy Spirit. They shall be like madmen sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai. Yeah, they're going to be killing people, shooting down in the streets. And they don't care what your situation is, and they're going to be taking you in. They don't care if you got kids, you need medicine. They ain't going to care about none of that. All right? It says, for they're going to be heartless, man. Why? Because it's the vengeance and the wrath of Yahweh Shema Shai. That's why. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Hey, that's being homeless right there. So wait a minute. They can take away your goods, your belongings, the daily use of man's life, your resources, and cast you out of your houses. That means you have no home. You see? You see? In other words, they can strip you of everything you got. You see that? But hold on. They can put you in a rehabilitation camp to make sure you good. Make that make sense, man. Make that make sense, man. The scriptures are on point. Yahweh Shema Shai on point. Everything has been based off the scriptures. All right? So prophecy is playing out. Then shall there be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire. Right, and that's the nation of Israel, beginning with the elect, man. But yeah, I just wanted to hit this real quick through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai. We in them times. Stay prayed up in the names of Yahweh Shema Shai. Shalom.